guys, welcome back to Bait and Tackle, and today we are going to pour some AI angling bot worms, and they're a 4.5 inch drop shot worm. So very similar to the Roboworm, which I'm a big fan of, especially for using them on a drop shot. Now I have some Lurecraft ones that I bought personally before. I bought a 5 inch and a 6 inch. I've always wanted to get a smaller one, and this one is actually more shaped like the Roboworm, so I'm really excited to try this. So I just recently got some Dead On Plastics worm plastic because I actually ran out of some soft worm plastic. So we're gonna mix up a couple colors, and I'm thinking we're gonna do some layers. Like we'll do like maybe 2 or 3 layers inside of these molds, and then we'll heat them up on the griddle and just get them so that they mesh really well. So let's do it. Okay guys, so just as a, just show you what we're using here. We're using Dead On Plastics. It's the black sinking plastisol worm, and I bought a gallon. I don't do a lot of worms, but for this video I definitely wanted to have enough to do this. So let me get these heated up, and then I will come back. Actually, let me start heating one up now. And we're just going to do these one at a time, color building. So this is the mold. Fantastic mold. Very nice, very slick. I can tell how deep the cavities are. I think that's what kind of sets AI molds apart from other open pore molds. I can speak for the other ones that I have from Lurecraft. They're not as deep as these. They're very shallow, and I like the fact that I can fill the first color right up to where the tail starts, because it's actually deeper behind the tail. I can tell from this just that's how it's gonna roll. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the first color, all 10 or 12 cavities, because I got 2 molds here, and we are going to do green pumpkin first. And I think I'm going to do green pumpkin like what I normally do, which is my Grinch color, red, green, some silver and gold. And then we will do the second color, which will be chartreuse with a color shift in it. But I think I might do something different. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this color. I haven't used this yet. It's chartreuse shad non-bleed. So it's a very shiny chartreuse. It's got like a silver. It's got a color shift to it. So we'll use this chartreuse in the little cup. We'll do the little cup of that. That'll be kind of like our little bloodline kind of deal. And then for the top color, I'm gonna go ahead, or the back color, I'm gonna go ahead and use Cutthroat Trout changeable, which is a very unique color. So I'm going to use 2 color shifts. Top one's going to have the top color, the first color, the green pumpkin's going to have glitter in it. And I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more translucent than I normally make my green pumpkin. And we will see how that comes out. I think it'll look pretty sharp. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll get all the colors done. We'll pour them each individually, and then once we're done, I'll fire this up and we'll heat set everything together. Let's see what this temperature is here. Okay, we're back up to 330, which is better. So I'm going to go ahead and now try this again. And again, all I'm doing is pouring the first layer, and I'm going to stop right there because I want these to be like almost like a body, a short body on the top layer, because this is going to be mostly see-through anyway. Okay, there's that. Just gotta control your pouring. Very controlled pouring here. These are very small cavities. Like I said, it's been a while, and it's not going to hurt if you need to stop and heat the plastic back up again. I can already tell that it's starting to get a little bit thick on me already again. And again, I'm not using much plastic here, so this first layer, I probably could have done less plastic, or I can start putting a little bit more in the cavities, because these are really deep. Okay, so next color is getting hot. Getting the temperature going here. Say we're at 280 something right now. So we're gonna go ahead and heat that up just a little bit more. I need to shake this color real good. This is again that chartreuse shad. All right, got a little bit of bubbles there. We're just gonna knock them down with that. Let's just do a temperature check real quick. We're about 350, 345, so that's good. All right, so let's go ahead. We've got some good lighting here now. Let's go ahead and see if we can do this. I've got a smaller cup, so this might help. It's filling up a little bit more than I want it to. That's about what I want right there. I have my changeable, or my cutthroat trout changeable, ready to go. Got it mixed up. I'm gonna go ahead and add a squirt in there, a big squirt. I want to see that changeable. I need more than that. I want this to be a dark color, so I want this to be the back. I want this to be the finisher. So I'm gonna go ahead and really darken it up. That's better. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Now again, this is going to be really thin. The only thing it's going to show through, the only thing it's going to really show with this is the tail. So let me go ahead and just clean this up real quick. The beautiful color. I love this color. And check the temperature. It says it's at about 300, but I know that's a lie. It's over 3. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this back in. Give it another 30 seconds. Okay, we got a couple little straggler bubbles I'm just going to knock down with the blowtorch, but other than that, it looks perfect. I can see the copper brown in it. I love it, absolutely love it. I'm going to pour a sample of this one in this little sample thing that I've got, just to have it. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour these worms. Let me slide these over here so you can see. Now again, this is going to be a very thin layer because I've already put 2 layers on this worm, and I'm not liking how this is pouring so far. And these are probably all going to bubble over when I go to cook them. I'm going to go ahead and knock the tip off. See if that helps. And this is a Pyrex cup, so this should be a little bit better than pouring with my Harbor ones from Wally World. Okay, that bubbled up way too much. I think we're gonna have the same problem here. I put too much in the cavities. But let's just go ahead, pour them, heat them. I put too much there, see that? if we got to cut them off. Alright, so as I suspected, I turned it on too hot. I left it for like 2 minutes. I came back and I overcooked them. So I had way too much plastic inside of those molds, and the plastic went over everything. So the colors, I'm pretty sure, blended all together. So what I think we're going to end up doing is I'm going to go ahead and let these cool down. We'll pull them out, and then I will reconvene, and we will do some of this cutthroat trout and maybe even some chartreuse tails with that too. So we'll make a couple different types of worms. But I'm going to pull these out, and we'll see what they look like. But it's going to take a little while for these to cool down. So I'm just going to I think I'm going to let them set for tonight. Come back in the morning maybe. And see what we've got. Okay guys, so it the next day, and I cleaned these up the best I could, and it was a mess to clean them up. The lid are all settled to the bottom, or in this case the top of the bait, because it's upside down in the mold. These didn't turn out as bad as I thought they were going to turn out, so it did okay, but I think it's rebuttal time. I'm going to set those off to the side, but we made a bunch of those, and they actually, like I said, they didn't come out too bad. The tail's a little darker, which was cool, than the rest of the body. So now I'm judged with what do I do next. And I think the one thing that I need to do is heat the molds up first. Okay guys, got a new batch of chartreuse mixed up, the chartreuse shad. We're just going to go ahead and do the tails. I am going to heat up the next plastic, and I am going to heat up the next plastic, and then I'm going to put these flat on the hot plate, on the griddle, and then we will start heating them up, and then pour the last layer just to get a good thermal bond. So I'm just going to let these set up for a second. And I think they're already cooled down enough because I poured them cold. Now I'm going to put them flat. Alright, I think we are ready to roll. We are back. We have our cutthroat trout changeable ready to go. I have the hot plate heating up, just getting warm. So these are just warming up right now. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and fill these up. I will say this about the Pyrex cups as opposed to my cheaper Walmart brand. They get a lot hotter. So it's going to be a solid color, changeable trout. And right now it kind of just looks like a brown or a motor oil almost. 260, 270. The mold itself is only at 130. So I'm going to go ahead and crank it up to 250. And I'm going to watch. And the minute I start seeing this stuff try to settle out and join together is when I'm going to turn it off. Alright guys, got them all done. I cleaned everything up real good. I just wanted to save some time in the video so we had enough time to look at them. But here it is, the changeable trout. And you can't really see the changeable part really well unless you're you get it in a specific light. So it's tough to see. But it is pretty awesome. And the chartreuse really sticks out on the tail really well. So, looks pretty amazing. I think they came out really well. I'm going to go ahead and demold all these. And we got 12 worms total on this batch. And then I went ahead and saved that other batch that we did. And I'll use them for something, but they got the darker tails on it. So I'll set them next to each other for the picture for the ending, and we will wrap this thing up. But that's how they look right there. That's kind of cool. Just the way that just right there like that. Let me put them in my hand so you guys can see them a little bit better. But it came out really well. But I do like this mold. This is a fantastic mold. So heat, again, very important for this mold. And keeping them warm, blending that color together. And as soon as you start to see that color, those two colors blend together, it's time to turn the heat off. So some of them actually, a little bit of the chartreuse went up into the worm, but that's okay. I'm cool with that. That actually looks really cool. So there you have it. So I'm going to clean up everything and wrap this thing up. Alright guys, well I'm just going to kind of talk through this last little section here of the video, but we were trying to make a 3-layered pour with green pumpkin that I like to do, which I should have added a little bit more green pumpkin. It came out really well. It was too much heat when I tried to blast all the layers together. You can actually see the layer of gold down through the center now that I look at it a little bit more. And then that final layer of the changeable trout, you just couldn't see much of the changeable trout on the back because it's so thin. And then the tail was the only thing that I filled in with changeable trout. So it actually ended up coming out really well. It's just that I applied too much heat and it went through. And the color combination, I should have probably had something a little bit more vibrant in between the layers, so that probably would have showed up a lot better. But needless to say, I mean, I'll throw these worms. It was a mess up on my part. I mean, that's what we do. We do this to learn and to, learn from our mistakes and what have not. So, but then these ones we did, the second shot we did, which was just the changeable trout and the body and the chartreuse tails. I thought that came out fantastic. And I'm going to post some pictures after this of the groups of them just so you can see what they look like. But what a spectacular worm. I mean, but again, a drop shot, I mean, this is a fantastic mold for making drop shot worms. These are going to be killer. So I'm probably going to make up some more of these just for myself to carry with me, so when I do go out fishing, I do have some drop shot available. But what a great mold by Angling AI Molds. They really hit the nail on the head with these. I like the deeper cavities. They work really well. They definitely hold a little bit more plastic, but it's perfect for what it is. The Roboworms and the other ones I have from Lurcraft, they're not as deep as this, and I really, really like that these have more depth to the baits. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, the Angling AI Botworm, 4.5 inch Botworm. It is an awesome drop shot worm, and I'm telling you, it's going to kill. But just be careful. You want to apply heat when you're doing these, just like any other open pour. I just wasn't really thinking about it. I didn't take my time like I really should have, and just kind of, just pay attention to the detail. Slowing pours. Definitely need to keep my eyes on wiping off the edge of the pouring spout and the cup in between pours. That's very important to keep it clean and keep that way going so you can make those nice straight lines and be very accurate. So I'm going to continue to do some more open pouring, but probably go back to swim baits here at some point soon. We have a inline or through line swim bait coming up at some point. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that video. And then I've got some other ones too, but more excitingly, I'm getting ready for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, so that's coming really soon. You guys have been knocking out of the park. We've been really climbing up with subscribers, loving it. If you guys like the content that much, please keep liking, keep commenting, keep sharing. I'll keep busting my butt to make sure that we got content coming to you. I always want to keep doing new molds, trying to change out molds, stuff like that, selling some that I have here now that I need to get rid of, doing some of the molds that I actually have here now that I never really made a video for to begin with, so we're going to do some of those at some point this winter. But I will definitely be concentrating a lot on swim baits. We might do some other fun projects too with lead and maybe some different things with some underspins and that kind of thing. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, keep on baiting.